Welcome, friends and spiritual travelers, to your August 2020 forecast. We have 4 piles for you today. Pile 1 with the hematite stone. Pile 2 with the leopard stone, leopard jasper. Pile 3 with the aventurine spear, and pile 4 with the lime green opal. As per usual, please use your intuition to pick a pile. The timestamps will be in the description box and in the comment section. Remember, this is a general reading, so take only that which resonates with you and leave the rest behind. And let's get started with pile 1 to find out what's in store for August. Welcome, pile 1 with the hematite stone. Hematite is all about balance and healing. It's very magnetic. So, I guess drawing things towards you. A more prosperous future. But let's find out what's in store for you in August 2020 by looking at your oracle cards. Your first card. Oh, is number 42, Orpheus and Faith. Nice. You have the Marae card, number 39, Destiny. Take that one first. You have the Earth Pulsing card, Pulse of the Mother, slow down, time in nature. You have the full moon in Scorpio. It's time to release negativity. And you have the void of course moon. Nothing will come of this situation. Okay. So this is my self-healing, self-love group. For August 2020, pile 1, I see you really learning to start to look after yourself, to work through your fears. Lots of shadow work, I'm afraid to say, pile 1. But it's all for your greater good. I am sensing that in your recent past, things haven't really gone the way you had planned. With the void of course moon here, and the Marae, your destiny, I do sense that maybe things have started to fall apart for you. Relationships may not be working out, or you haven't felt fulfilled with your career or work. Potentially, you've had trouble finding a job if you're unemployed, or you've had trouble in your family relationships, your friends and family, the people that you've held dear to you started to have some issues with maybe. I do sense that your recent past this year, at least, has been a bit rocky. And it's you've had to draw on a lot of strength, inner faith to sort of continue on. Pile 1, you've been battling against, I guess like the salmon swimming upstream is what I'm picturing right now. But I see for you in August 2020, you coming to a culmination, a period where you start to move on beyond this. I think things have started to feel so trialing, so hard for you recently, pile 1, that you're kind of going to be forced to face these issues and take stock of your past, your recent past, and accept that maybe it's time for you to change direction or to reassess a certain path in life anyway, whatever that relates to you, whether it be a relationship or certain friendships, your career, your job, whatever you've been trying to manifest that hasn't been working out. And just know that this is all happening for the greater good, because you have the Marae card here and destiny. Your future is calling you, basically, pile one. This is a really magical time for you, actually. The work that you'll be doing in August 2020 will bring in a lot more positive and fortuitous times. And as I say that, I just see 444 on the clock, which is the number of a solid foundation. Things are falling apart for you, so you can sort of start again, or at least start one facet of your life that maybe wasn't working out for you. And know that there's something bigger and better out there for you. So you also have here, full moon in Scorpio, it's time to release negativity. Along with the Faith card and Orpheus. To do some inner work, some self-healing, some self-love. Because this is going to be a bit of a challenging time for you. Working through pain, through grief, letting go of things that no longer serve you, accepting that some things just are not for you anymore, and moving on, changing course is quite emotionally taxing. Accepting that we've sort of put a lot of energy into something that wasn't meant to be can be quite tumultuous and quite painful, but you're being also called to give yourself some self-love, to soothe yourself through this time, to be affectionate towards yourself. Maybe do those things that bring you a little bit of joy or that make you feel good so that you can sort of counteract, bring into balance with the hematite here, or balance out those negative emotions by giving yourself some self-love and doing things that are quite enjoyable. Like spending time in nature with the Earth Pulsing card. To care for yourself and be compassionate towards yourself as you go through this rocky time where you release the energy associated with those things that weren't meant to be for you. And continue to have faith that you will get through this, that August will end, that your destiny is calling for you and your future is a lot brighter once you actually make amends from those mistakes or let go of those things that weren't serving you, pile one. We're approaching the full moon in August, and the 3rd or 4th of August is the full moon in Aquarius, which is... As we approach that, we're starting to realize how we can be of service to the greater whole, the greater collective consciousness. And I sense for you, it's all about sort of releasing this negativity of what didn't work out for you in the past and starting to assess what you could do in your future that would be of greater service to humanity, or where you treat yourself better and do something that is more aligned with your soul's purpose right now, pile one. Moving on from that, let's get some further messages to you from the 5 Centauri deck about your future. I won't lie, I sense that August will be a real challenging, emotional, and heartfelt time for you with the stinger there on the scorpion's tail. I do sense that you will feel a lot of pain and grief, but I think you're purging that energy from your past. You're letting go of things that didn't serve you, letting go of a lot of grief also, pile one. Just continue to have faith that you'll get through it, and that with the Mirai card there and destiny, that your future is looking a lot brighter, that you're being directed to your higher calling. Oh, wow. ...2020 has been a year where the collective consciousness is breaking down and letting go of paradigms that aren't working, or structures and belief systems that no longer serve humanity. And I do sense that you'll be feeling it quite sort of onerously during August. Oh, okay. So the first card that came out for you is the World card, which is really beautiful, indicating to me that you're almost at the end of this painful cycle, that your time to shine and to start to stand in your own power, and for luck and fortitude will be coming your way once you get through this period of grieving, letting go of those things that didn't serve you and moving on, and releasing that energy from your auric field, pile one, by grieving, by crying, by by purging those negative emotions, that you're going to come into a period of harmony, like with the hematite stone here, of balance, of finding your calling in life, and just knowing that your future is looking a lot brighter. The world card also indicates to me someone that has it all, someone that has achieved their lofty goals in life and is really quite proud of their success. Your future is looking quite amazing, but you need to sort of move on from this grief. You have the Three of Needles in reverse, forgiveness, moving on, and optimism. And your final card here, it's the Five of Buttons in reverse also, recovery, forgiveness. So those two cards both say forgiveness. It's about sort of forgiving yourself for maybe holding on to things that weren't serving you for so long. If someone's hurt you in the past, I sense that potentially you've been hurt by a relationship or by a partner. It's time to forgive them and to move on, to stand in your own power and know that your future is looking a lot brighter. But I really am picking up on a group that's really attached to something, or really held on to something that just they know they need to let go of. Something didn't work out for you. Something in your recent past just hasn't been working, and it's time to take stock of that, let go of it, feel the pain, release that from your aura, and know that your future is a lot brighter. You have the World card here, along with the Faith and the Destiny cards, really indicating that you're being guided to something much bigger and that actually serves you and fulfills your soul's purpose. That's all I have for you, Pile 1. I hope that resonated with you. If it did, please like and subscribe if you haven't done so already. And let's move on to Pile 2. Hello, Pile 2, with the Leopard Jasper. I think I called it a Leopard Jasper in the intro. I'm not sure what it is, actually. I think it might be a Dalmatian Jasper, actually. Looks more like a Dalmatian skin to me. Showing your true colors to the world, potentially. Standing in your own skin, knowing who you are. Let's find out what August 2020 has for you by looking at your oracle cards. Your first card is number 17, and Poseidon, the unknown. You have number 10, and Zeus, the father. Ooh. You have the Star Brothers, Horus energy, protection, loyalty, safety, and trust. You have the Waxing Crescent Moon. This is a beautiful card. I love it. Have faith in your dreams. And you also have the full moon in Sagittarius. Look at the bigger picture. Okay. Oh, right. I sense for you, Pile 2, that maybe you've started something new recently. You've taken a new... You've gone down a new path, a new direction. There's something that you've created, or that you've been trying to create anyway, that I am sensing maybe it hasn't been that easy, or it hasn't always been completely successful, or it hasn't been quite smooth running anyway. And the reason I say that, Pile 1, is that you've got the unknown card here indicating that you're not sure what the future has, what the outcome will be from this whatever it is that you're trying to create, or this path that you've gone down. But you also have here two cards indicating that you need to have a lot of faith, or to trust in something bigger. With the Star Brothers, it says here, loyalty, safety, trust, along with the have faith in your dreams, the Waxing Crescent Moon. I am sensing that you haven't quite had the success that you've been hoping for initially, and things have been a little bit harder than you'd hoped. But you're being called to continue on with this. You have here Zeus, the father, of standing in his power. Look at all that lightning just sort of emanating from his being. Zeus sort of radiates energy. He's very disciplined and determined to achieve his goals. And you have the full moon in Sagittarius. Look at the bigger picture. Along with have faith in your dreams, there is success in your future. Just know that that I guess in August 2020, I sense that things will continue to be a little bit challenging for you, but you're being called to really continue to do the work, to have faith in whatever it is that you're trying to achieve or manifest. I just saw 333 on the clock, indicating to me expansion and growth, like the star sign of Sagittarius, who shoots their arrow, the archer that shoots the arrow and just chases after it, guns blazing, that really wants to just see all they can see in the world and go after their dreams. You're being called to follow your arrow and continue to invest your time in August 2020 in your goals, in your dreams, that in your future you will have success. But and I guess what I do sense for you is that this is kind of a test in a way, pile to it. I think, and that's not something to be scared of. It's not a test saying that you will pass or fail. It's a test in terms of your stamina, your determination. Are you really committed to this goal? Can you achieve your goals by sheer faith and having faith in your own progress, faith in your own vision? Can you continue to invest your time in something even though it may not be paying the dividends that you've been hoping for in your recent past? But you are being guided here. This is something that you've been guided to do, I sense. The card of Zeus and Father talks about the lightning sort of being divine inspiration, like downloads of wisdom and insight. So I sense that you felt sort of divinely guided to undertake this path, or to create whatever it is that you're trying to create in your reality. And just to have faith in the unknown of whether it will be successful or not. If we follow our North Node, things fall into place a little bit easier, but nothing in life is just peaches and cream, I like to say. That we're supposed to be challenged through these things too, because it really shows us how strong we are as a person. That even though we're being divinely guided to do certain things, if we are following our North Node or following our destiny in a way, that we as human beings here in reality, you right now, this person that is watching this video, is a lot stronger than potentially you have thought you are in your past. By overcoming these challenges and persevering through this troubling times of not knowing whether this will be successful or not. When you look back at it in your future, and I sense that next year potentially you'll start to have a lot of success. You'll look back at this time and go, oh wow, I'm so glad that I just pushed through that, because there was a moment where I really wanted to give up. But this is calling you to persevere, to stand in your power, your divine masculine power, and to continue on with that greater vision in mind, knowing that you will and can have success if you choose to push through the painful period that you are feeling right now. I sense pile 2. I'm also drawn to the butterflies and the flowers here that sort of signify growth and expansion. This is a period of transformation for you, where you put faith and trust in something higher or something bigger than yourself. Look at the bigger picture. And just know, pile 2, that if you continue to have faith that your dreams, that your prayers will be answered, that this is what you're meant to be pursuing. I do sense also for you, pile 2, that August 2020 will be a period of having deeper clarity, of having a deeper understanding of what skills you have. This is a group that I can see probably has some strong sort of spiritual gifts, with Poseidon here, who is the counterpart of Neptune in the Roman mythology. Neptune being the planet that rules mysticism and spiritual gifts. And with Zeus and the lightning associated with clarity and inspiration of epiphanies in a way. You're starting to sort of tap into some divine wisdom, or potentially some divine gifts, like claircognizance, I sense, having that deeper like understanding or inner knowing of what you're meant to do next, or why you're experiencing a certain experience. Along with the star sign of Sagittarius, who are very sort of spiritual and follow their philosophies to a T, that just believe in themselves. You're starting to learn what you can achieve by having faith in yourself and faith in your own goals. Just know that you are protected, Pile 2, that you will get through this, that you are supposed to be successful. Moving on from that, let's get some further messages of insight and wisdom for you for August 2020 from the 5 Centauri deck. Ooh. You've also got 2 eagles there on the in the Star Brothers card. Eagles relating to me to like seeing things from a higher perspective, looking at the bigger picture, like the full moon in Sagittarius there. Really tapping into to some inner wisdom and inner knowings of what you need to do and how to achieve your goals. And with Zeus there, the father, really having the courage and the determination to go after your dreams, guns blazing. Ooh. Okay, your 3 tarot cards. Your first card is the 4 of Matches. Lovely. Harmony, celebration, community. The 4 of Matches is the homecoming after you've had some success in a battle. And you're currently going through your battle right now. Internally, I sense Pile 2. Questioning whether you will have success, whether your time to shine will come, whether your goals will actually achieve, whether you'll be able to achieve the goals that you've set out to achieve recently. But the answer is yes, you will. You have here the 6 of Buttons, which is all about giving and receiving, like sharing the rewards of your labor with those people that are less fortunate than us. Along with the 6 of Cups, playful, independence, and innocence. You've really been called to actually try and enjoy, to bring joy back to this goal that you're trying to achieve. If you have started a new creative project or a new business potentially, or you've been doing a lot of meditation in hoping to like enhance your spiritual gifts, or to try and understand why you've been going through this challenging time, you've really been called to just try and have fun a little bit also, and to try and like share this knowledge with other people, or at least to get out and to give back to the community somehow. You also have here 2 6s, which is the number of like balance and harmony, along with the word harmony here in the 4 of Matches, indicating to me that I see like prosperity in your future. There's a lot of luck and prosperity coming your way. So just trust in this divine insight that you are tapping into with Zeus, the father here. Continue to like really chase after your dreams with the full moon in Sagittarius and Zeus, like standing in your power and be very disciplined in your approach to achieving your goals. But you're being called to just bring a little bit of fun back into whatever activity you're doing. I sense that potentially in your recent past, you've lost that element of joy because you haven't, it's because it's felt like a job. It's felt like a chore, I sense, because you haven't been achieving your goals. But you're being called now to just have fun with it, to enjoy whatever it is you're doing, and to share this joy with those people around you. And that's how you will continue to manifest your goals, by radiating that joy and that loving energy. Don't give up on your dreams, pile 2, because your time to shine is coming, and it will bring a lot of success and prosperity to your future. That's all I have for you. I hope it resonated with you. If it did, please like and subscribe if you haven't done so already. And let's move on to pile 3. Hello, pile 3, with the lovely green aventurine spear. I love this crystal. Let's find out what's in store for you for your August 2020 by looking at your oracle cards. Your first card is Fall into my arms, surrender, holding the opposites, extremes of life. Okay. You have number 12 and Demeter, the mother. Oh, you have number 11 and Zeus, divine expansion. Also noting that Zeus is the father of many Greek mythological gods. You had the full moon in Aquarius. Show the world the real you. And you have new moon in Virgo, a time to give rather than take. Okay, the first thing I wanted to point out for you, pile 3, is that the new moon that is, the full moon that is approaching at the start of August, on the 3rd of August or 4th of August, depending on where you are in the world, is actually the full moon in Aquarius. So the energy approaching the full moon, I sense that you'll start to come into a feeling of needing or wanting to serve the collective somehow, or to serve your community, your local community, to be of service to others, a time to give rather than take, like the new moon in Virgo, to give yourself over. This full moon in Aquarius will be unveiling, I guess, a deeper understanding of why we're here, or how we can contribute to the greater whole, the greater collective consciousness. So I sense this is a great opportunity for you, pile 3, to really put yourself out there, to start speaking your truth, which I know is a cliche that we use in tarot, but it's about telling your story, where you've come from, what you've been through, and how you've managed to overcome your challenges in life. What I'm getting for you also is a group that's been through what I would consider the dark night of the soul. The reason I say that, you've got here the fall into my arms card, holding the opposite, extremes in life. So I do sense that this is a group that's probably been through some darkness recently and has felt quite detached from their calling in life and felt quite alone and isolated. But what I'm seeing for you in August is a sudden awakening, or coming into a sudden realization of why you're here, having that love and passion for life again, feeling alive again. You're starting to sort of reclaim your soul and understanding your purposes in life, what you can contribute. And you're really being called to sort of communicate that, and to show people around you that you can come out of the darkness, that if you've been feeling quite low and detached, that things ebb and flow in reality in this life, that things come back around like the wheel of fortune, that we can go from the dark into the light and start to feel alive and grow from having experienced that extreme darkness that we've been through. I always like to think that the people that go through the most traumatic experiences in life, that grieve the most, or feel the most detached or isolated in life, then have the space to hold the most light and can really shine the brightest when they choose to sort of open up to the world and start to show who they are. And I sense in August 2020, group 3, that you'll have a sudden inspiration, or a desire at least, to want to get yourself out there and to show the world what you have and what you've got, that you're proud of what you've been through and the experiences that you've managed to overcome. I see here, pile 3, that you have a progression from 11 to 12. Along with both the divine masculine energy and the divine feminine energy, indicating to me that you're sort of really coming into your own, and you'll be learning a bit more about yourself, starting to understand what you want from life, but also having the courage and the determination to really start to go after those things that are important to you. This is also a time I sense that you will start to realize that those things in life that are holding you back, you need to let them go. And as I said that, I just saw 555 on the clock. It's time for change. Pile 3, to move on from sort of wallowing in the darkness and to really like start clawing yourself out and to stand in the light, to show the world that you can overcome certain challenges. And I sense for you, pile 3, you get a lot of satisfaction or joy, inner peace by being of service to others. Like the new moon in Virgo here, it's time to give rather than take. Along with the Demented, the mother energy of being nurturing and compassionate, kind. Your calling, your North Node may be in Aquarius, but this is the time when you'll start to understand that you have certain gifts that you can contribute, and that you are the only one that's really sort of holding you back, pile 3. And I really commend you for sort of getting the courage to overcome your own challenges. I know how hard it is, pile 3, to have to commit to working on yourself, to constantly having to tell yourself that you can change your life, that you can come out of the dark. But I sense in August, you'll start to really believe in it and start to see the rewards of your efforts. And also just know, pile 3, that you are being guided, that your guides are sending you epiphanies or sudden understandings and realizations, those things that come into your mind telling you to do this thing, or a sudden understanding of why you've been through a certain challenge is a divinely guided sort of download to you so that you can understand how to overcome these challenges and really progress your life, to move on from the darkness and start living the life that you've always wanted. And I really sense that that is of being of service to others, pile 3. I do see a lot of green in this reading. So you have the green in the new moon of Virgo. You have turquoise and green in the Zeus card, divine expansion. And you also have green in the Demeter card, with the mother wearing like a lime green dress, and the trees, along with the green aventurine spear here. Nice synchronicity. You're really coming into your own and starting to love yourself again. And I sense that you'll soon start to desire to share that love with others, to start giving that love to other people that are in the darkness also, and wanting to help other people out. This is a group that is meant to be of service to humanity, and that may just be through like working through charity in your local community or helping out people that are less fortunate than you. But it also may be of a grander, a bigger stage with Zeus here, divine expansion. This is an awesome opportunity for you to really start to like go after your biggest dreams and desires, not to keep yourself small anymore, pile 3, but whatever you want, you can really achieve in this life when you start to believe in yourself. Zeus is sending you like so much energy and so much passion to really start to believe in yourself. So I sense that that August will be the time when you start to make the changes in your life that would lead you to bigger and greater things. Let's get some further messages for you, pile 3, from the 5 Centauri deck. But both Virgo and Aquarius are signs that are of service to humanity. Virgo is of service through like caring and are generally quite good in being of service in the medical field, nursing, medicine, or through technology. And Aquarius are just kind and compassionate individuals that are thinking outside of the box and how we can sort of further humanity and take us into the next age. And with Zeus here, the father of the gods, you have a lot of power and a lot of potential, pile 3, more than I think you even imagine or understand right now. And your cards, pile 3, your first card is the Knight of Matches. Resilience, perseverance, and courage, persistence and courage. You have the Six of Needles in reverse. It says resisting change, stuck, and baggage. And you also have the Four of Needles in reverse. Exhaustion, stagnation, and burnt out. What I sense for picking up from those cards for you, pile 3, is that in the past you felt this way. Exhausted, you haven't made progress, or you weren't moving on. You felt stuck, stagnant in your life. And making change was hard for you because you always thought that that's how life was. You felt that you didn't have the ability to claw your way out of the darkness. But I do sense now that you are coming into the light and a deeper understanding of why you've been through these challenges in the past. You are a very resilient and courageous individual that's been through a lot of pain and grief, I sense. But I think you're starting to also understand that that pain that you've been through has allowed you to realize how strong you are and what strengths you have and what you can offer the world. The Demeter card also talks about the need to sort of release things that are not of service to you anymore. Along with resisting change here, it's time for you to sort of acknowledge that your life previously maybe wasn't the best, or that let go of the past and stop believing that the past dictates who you are. Now is the time for you to sort of realize that you are whoever you want to be right now in this very moment, pile 3. And when you allow that to sort of integrate into your being and start believing in it every day and start making those changes one step at a time, you have so much light to show and to give to the rest of the world. But it's one step at a time for you. I sense August will be the time when you start to have these realizations about how strong you are, and that you've only been through the darkness so that you can sort of come out of it and really show the world what you have to offer. There's so much power in this group, but also so much love and compassion. Believe in yourself, pile 3, and I see amazing things for you in your future. But August is all about initiating that change and starting to believe in yourself. That's all I have for you. I hope it resonated with you. If it did, please like and subscribe if you haven't done so already. And let's move on to pile 4. Hello, pile 4 with the lime green opal. Let's find out what August 2020 has in store for you by looking at your oracle cards. You have number 30 and Eros, desire. You have number 18 and Poseidon, earth shaker. You have you got the love card, Hederian energy, codependency, and boundaries. Your Moonology cards, Gibbous Moon, you're very close to achieving your goal. And Full Moon in Taurus, your dreams need a practical plan. Okay. What I see here, pile 4, is a group that is going through a bit of a rocky time at the moment. And the reason is that you're being called from a higher power to start sort of following a certain path and to let go or to move on from old patterns that are keeping you small, that are keeping you in a box that may feel comfortable, but that I sense already is not for your greater good. This is a group that is potentially just sort of bound by fear of the unknown in the future right now. And I say that because Poseidon is the equivalent of Neptune from the Roman mythology, related to, I guess, the deep unknown, what's hidden from us, what is confusing. Also related to, I guess, mysticism, and spiritual powers and gifts. But this is a time where you're being called to just take a leap of faith, basically, Pile 4. I sense in August you'll start to make or take those steps leading you out of this confusing period. And it's been a bit of a rocky period for you. So Poseidon, also with the Earthshaker, is breaking down, I guess, a foundation that wasn't solid. Things that you were holding to high esteem, you're starting to realize no longer serve you anymore, and holding on to them is just really causing you a lot of grief and pain. But I empathize with you, Powerful, because I know what it's like when you're attached to certain things that you've been doing for a very long time, or maybe have been relying on for so long, but continuing to follow or to dabble in those patterns just doesn't bring you the joy that it used to. And that in its own right is quite sort of upsetting. It's as if you don't know who you are anymore, or what your values are. But what you're coming into is a period where you're starting to, like, I guess, learn what your values are, have a deeper understanding about what you hold dear, what's important to you. With the full moon in Taurus here, it says your dreams need a practical plan, but Taurus are the archetype of beauty, ruled by Venus. They really consider beauty to be of one of their stronger values. They like everything in their life to be aesthetically pleasing, or to be emotionally satisfying in some way. So what you're coming into is a period of starting to realize who you are and what your values are. You're starting to realize that you need to let go of those things that you've held so close to you. You've got the love card and codependency here. Just working out what you're attached to and what maybe is of best for you in your future, and what you need to let go of, and I guess really starting to work on yourself and move on from those things. But on the plus side for you, Pile 4, beyond August, I sense when you actually do the work and you move on from this period of rapid transition, you allow those walls to break down and start afresh. You break those patterns that you've been so bound to for so long. I do see that there's a lot of beauty and luck and fortitude in your future. And the reason I say that is you've got the gibbous moon here. You're close to achieving your goal, but you also have the card of Eros and desire. Eros and desire is related to actually starting to, like, attain those things that you've always wanted. He looks like he also kind of reminds me of, I guess, the Devil card in tarot. So it does touch on, I guess, desire in terms of our material desires, but also desire in terms of what pleases you to your soul. What is your soul calling? What are those things in life that you've always wanted, that you know will satisfy your deeper urges in life? So once you sort of make an inventory of the things that you need to change in your life for the better, you'll come into an understanding, Pile 4, of, in the stillness, of how you can actually achieve or go after the things that you know your soul is really urging in this life. And with the full moon in Taurus, your dreams need a practical plan. I sense that you're going to start to see the beauty in life that maybe you hadn't seen before, because you've been sort of caught up in certain attachments or patterns that maybe weren't the best for you, but I guess they were there to help you get through some tougher times in life. You'll start to see around you so much more magic in every moment in life, in your day-to-day experiences, and really start to live from a place of feeling alive again, feeling inspiration and the desire to really go after the things that you know are your higher calling, that serve your higher purpose in life. So this is really a chance for you to almost start a fresh pile for. I am also picking up on a group potentially that is codependent in relationships, or is in a relationship for possibly the wrong reasons. You may have a sort of attraction, a deep attraction to your partner, but if you're honest with yourself, I sense that there's not really much substance beyond that. Maybe the time in the bedroom is really fulfilling, but beyond that, it doesn't give you what your soul really desires in a relationship, which is like, you know, that deep, loving intimacy where you feel complete by your partner. So you may be called to really assess your relationship. I'm not saying that you need to break up at all, but just to question whether you're actually truly fulfilled in that relationship. This may also be sort of material relationships that we have, whether it be our work, the things that we hold, the things that we used to hold in high esteem, like our car, our house, the things that we do outside of work also. Just starting to really question whether those things are what we truly desire in life. That those things can be replaced with things that are more fulfilling, that truly sort of fulfill our real urge and desire to be here on earth, but also fulfill our soul purpose. Moving on from that pile 4, let's get some further messages for you from the 5 Centauri. I do see a group also that may have felt a little bit lost recently. This year has been a challenging time for everyone, with like a mass, what I would call a major tower moment happening all around the world. We're sort of breaking down structures or paradigms that aren't serving humanity anymore. And I sense that you've been feeling that in your own sort of environment also, pile 4. But just know that August is a time when you can really start to have a deeper understanding about what you want and why you're here. And beyond that is a time where I see really magical things happening for you with the card of Eros and desire. And the full moon in Taurus, the ability to sort of be really practical in terms of how you achieve your goals. Breaking down those things that aren't serving you will allow you to sort of really go after the things that are more important for you. And bring in ultimate fulfillment and happiness. Okay. So the 3 cards that came out for you, powerful. You had the Sun card in reverse, discontent, mania, and pessimism. You have the Temperance card in patience, balance, and purpose. And you also have the 10 of Needles, backstabbing, painful end. What I see for you there from those cards is that you've been feeling quite discontent in your past. I think if you're honest with yourself, you'll start to realize that you feel like there's a different purpose for you in life. There's a greater calling, that you aren't quite achieving what you feel that you need to be doing, or fulfilling your soul's purpose in life here. And that you're going through what I would call a bit of a tower moment, with Poseidon and Earthshaker, and the 10 of Needles, and painful end. I think you're sort of holding on to these things that you've held dear in your past, and because of it, it's really causing a lot of grief and pain. But I do sense that when you actually sort of allow yourself to dabble into those things again, that you're realizing that it's just not giving you the satisfaction that it used to anymore, pile 4. And I guess that in its own right is quite confusing and upsetting. When things that used to bring us joy no longer do, it's kind of like, well, what is there in life anymore? But there's beauty and amazing, magical things in your future beyond those attachments. You have the card here of temperance and patience. It's all about sort of working through this one step at a time, really committing to letting go of those things and just truly believing and committing in something greater and bigger in your life. Remember, you have the card of eros and desire, that, and the number 30 here, number 3 related to expansion and growth. Your future is looking really amazing, but you've just got to get through this trialing time. Really put your faith in something bigger and just work through it one step at a time. Try not to get down on yourself if you do sort of double back into those attachments or things that maybe don't bring you joy anymore, because they've been there for a very long time. It's really hard to change a mindset or a paradigm that that's been your past, but your future is looking so much brighter once you actually manage to get through this period. Temperance relates to the star sign of Sagittarius that shoots the arrow and really chases after it, guns blazing. That is here for expansion and growth, ruled by Jupiter. There's lots of happiness in your future once you manage to push through and let go of these things. So have patience, pile 4, and know that you have the strength within you to find a higher calling. But August is the time where you start to believe that you have the skills to do so, I sense, and really start commit to letting go of these things that are no longer serving you. That's all I have for you, pile 4. I hope it resonated with you. If it did, please like and subscribe if you haven't done so already. And I'll see you in the next video. Bye.